Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I am here to bring you a wig review. I'm here to show you Estetica Violet in the color RH1488 RT8. Sorry about this, slow to focus. RH1488 RT8, a super blonde rooted color, and I'm so thrilled to be able to review this curly style for you guys. So if you're curious about Violet, I'm going to show you all about her. I'm going to show you the cap, I'm going to show you the color inside and outside. Stick around if you want to see all of that. Violet is a super cute curly style, and frankly I am shocked that I haven't had an opportunity to see Violet before now, because I am all about the sassy curls and Violet has them in spades. Let's take a look at this style from all sides. Just look at these curls. You know, I like to linger on the back because the feedback I got early on in my videos was I turned too fast. So now I linger, I play with it so you can see how the movement is. And let me tell you, the movement is awesome and these curls are fabulous. Look at them. So this Violet I purchased off of eBay, and this is an example of how the secondary market can be such a great resource if you are on a budget. I got Violet for such a great price, and it's a brand new wig. The seller had never worn her, she just didn't work for her, and she's in perfect condition. And so I'm so thrilled to have been able to do this because there's two reasons why I purchased this Violet. The price was the biggest one, because I'm always on the lookout for a wig I can buy at a great price so that I can review it, and then if it's not something I'm going to keep, I can resell it and get my money back. That's my goal, is to try not to spend too much money on this hobby of mine in addition to the money I spend on just buying wigs that I want. And then this color, I did want an opportunity to talk about this rooted blonde, and so it was just fabulous for me. And so I just want to encourage you to take a look at the secondary market as an option. All right, enough about that. Let's talk about Violet. Violet is a super lightweight, kind of light to moderate density, very little permatease and poof wig with tons of curl. I'm really surprised by how much curl this has, and this is pretty much out of the box. All I did to Violet was I sprayed her with water, I scrunched her and hung her upside down to dry. I do believe I have an out of the box of this one. I don't always do an out of the box for wigs that I buy from the secondary market because I'm not the first person to take the wig out of the box, and I can't guarantee that the person didn't do anything at all to Violet now, or to the wigs I buy off the secondary market. If somebody tells me they did nothing, I will give them the benefit of the doubt and I'll take their word for it, but I can't guarantee it. So sometimes I don't do those out of the boxes, but this really didn't need a lot of help out of the box, and it's so awesome. And so Violet does have a mono part and a lace front in addition to all these curls, and that can be really helpful, especially the lace front, because the styling options with Violet are truly spectacular because of these curls. Let's take a look at this lace front. So there you see it. It's a decent lace front. Estetica lace fronts tend to run, the color of their lace fronts don't always match my skin tone very well, and so I almost always trim up my Estetica lace fronts with a pinking shears. I do show that in a Tip Tuesday video. It's something I think that you should be comfortable doing if you ever feel as though the lace fronts aren't as good as you would like. Now, they're really not bad lace fronts, I just don't think they blend very well. The other thing to notice is you can see some knotting, but it's really not bad. I mean, this is a pretty dark root next to this really light blonde, even though it's only an 8. Anytime you get into those medium dark browns, you can typically see the knotting just a little bit, and so I think they did a fabulous job with this one, given that that rooting is fairly dark. So let's talk about this color. What was it? 1488 RT8. So this 1488 is a blend of a very light, kind of some platinum color. It's got a light golden blonde in the 14. A 14 is straddling that line between light brown and dark blonde. Did I say light golden blonde? I meant dark blonde. So it's definitely a blonde. It's very pretty. It's bright. It's not ashy. It's a warm blonde. And then you've got this RT, that rooting is an 8. And I got to tell you guys, next to this light blonde, this root looks pretty dark. Thankfully, they didn't use a 4, which it is, you know, happens a lot in rooted wigs. So this is actually just a medium chestnut brown is what an 8 is, and it's plenty dark. So if you are sensitive to rooting being too contrasting to the other color, let's say you like rooted wigs but you don't like it when the contrast is significant, this is pretty significant. It's definitely got that darker to next to the light. Now if you're a brunette and you struggle to wear blondes, that can help you, but I will tell you this is a very light blonde. I'm struggling with this blonde personally, and I've been wearing blondes all summer long, and I've been loving sort of the ashy, like Melted Marshmallow by Renee of Paris. That blonde is really bright, but it's ashy, and I think I'm finding, for me personally, even though I can wear warm colors, I love reds and auburns, when it comes to blondes, I am preferring them to be a little ashier versus warm. This is a kind of a yellowish warm blonde. I will get outside for you so you can see this color outside as well. Let's take a look at this cap. Before I do that, I'm just going to hold up the color for you, because sometimes it's easier for me to talk about it when I can see it. It's just so pretty. I mean, it definitely has some really light blonde and some darker blondes running through it, so it's super dynamic. It's not like a stripy highlighted color. It is super dynamic, but it's definitely warm. It has some cool tones to it, but the overall impression is warmth. So the cap, you've got your lace front, you've got your mono part. This right here is just a slight amount of permatease. It does not have much. You've got your bendable metal stays on the ear tabs, the open extended nape. This is a typical Estetica nape. It's open, but it is extended. And then you've got your hook adjusters. I find Estetica wigs to run a little big, and so I tend to adjust cinch in my wigs a couple of notches from Estetica, and this one is similar to that. So I usually tell someone when they're asking which types of wigs run a little big for average, Estetica is one of them. And the curls are just so gorgeous, and I'll tell you guys my experience with curly wigs like this. The curl pattern will vary from wig to wig. So you may get a piece that's going to be less curly or potentially more curly, but it's probably not going to look exactly like this. And so keep that in mind when you're buying curly wigs. There can be variation. If you get one and you don't like the curl pattern, but you've seen ones that you do like, it might not be a terrible idea to return it and see if, and repurchase and see if that next one has a better curl pattern. Another recommendation, if you love curly wigs, I think the secondary market for curly wigs is really good, because you can see the exact piece that you're going to purchase when you purchase from the secondary market. You can't do that when you purchase brand new, because they're not taking that wig out of the box and taking pictures. So especially for curly wigs, I like to kind of keep my eye on that secondary market so that I can really see what piece I'm getting and if I like the curl pattern that that particular piece has. The fibers are typical Estetica fibers. They feel great. They're definitely very realistic feeling, kind of the silky dry. They're not super dry and wispy, but they're not, they don't feel super like shiny wig head. This one, I think some people might find this color to be a little shiny and might need a little bit of dry shampoo or something to tamp down that shine. I don't really think it's terribly shiny, but I can kind of tell from what I've learned from people that that sensitivity varies. So if you get a wig like this and you find it too shiny, dry shampoo, wig hairspray, washing it, wearing it, and just kind of dirtying it up a little bit, all of that will take care of the shine. If you're wondering about permatease, this wig has a little bit of permatease, but honestly, not a lot. I can feel cap when I touch. I don't feel poofy, pillowy permatease, except for like right up here, just a tiny bit next to that mono part. So if you don't like permatease, this is super minimal. I think the thing more than the permatease is the amount of curl that it has gives this wig a little bit of poofy volume. I'm gonna look over here in my mirror. That is what you're seeing when it comes to volume, more than you're seeing permatease that's making it poofy. I mean, it definitely has some. If it didn't have any permatease, these curls would look terrible because they'd be so flat, and it really needs something to perk these curls up. So there is a little bit of the crimpy fibers, but not the nesty, poofy, pillowy fibers. Before we get outside, I want to talk about styling. This is such a great piece for styling. If you are looking for a wig that could be wedding hair, people talk about wedding hair all the time, you know, fancy event hair, this could definitely be one of them. Because of the curls, if you can get creative with bobby pins and clips, you can make this into some super cute updos. You know, like you just take the hair and you know, arrange it, you put a little clip in, and you just kind of do that all around, and you just let some of the curls spill down, and you've got yourself just an adorable, obviously I'm just doing it with my fingers to give you a sense, but when you get a curly wig like this, if you can get creative with clips, you can really turn it into some really cute styles. You can also, one of the things I'm struggling a little bit with is this front, how the front is laying. It just sort of wants to swoop right there. And if I didn't really feel like having it look like that, I could just take a little bit of a claw clip. I could clip it up in the front. And with this lace front being decent, I've got some clips here. Hold on. That's real easy. Real easy to do, and you can show off the lace front. So just grab a little claw clip, any size. You can grab a tiny one, a bigger one, and you just kind of clip up that, and with the curls like this, it just ends up looking super adorable, and I really love that kind of look with curly wigs. Another thing that you can do with a wig like this is you can put it in a ponytail. You might not think you can because it's not terribly long, but if you like sort of the messy look with a curly wig where some of it is up and some of it is down, then this is the perfect length for that. I can't really see what I'm doing in the back, so I can't make sure it's arranged perfectly, but you put it up in a little tiny pony and then you let some curls spill down. And that's a fun, casual look if you're going to be out running around or it's hot outside and you want to get more hair off of your neck. I think this style would be so awesome with just a little bit of a ponytail. And then, I'm a headband girl. I love headbands. I really love headbands with sort of the mid-length curly wigs. Messing her up terribly, I'm sure of it, but like a headband like this, which I have reviewed and I'll link in the description. I just love these headbands. I have probably 6 of them in various colors, and so I mean any way you want, and it fits on a wig so great, and it doesn't pull, squeeze as I'm trying to pull. I have so much trouble styling when I'm just looking in my little camera, but this, I mean, you just got to play with it. You put it on, and then you start arranging the curls. Okay, this is not working for me today, but you get the idea. And then you've got yourself another cute little look that changes things up a little bit. And you know, that's how you make wigs seem like your bio hair, is you find styles that work, you find accessories that work for you, and then you style them up just like you would your bio hair. All right, so my overall impressions of Violet, really, really adorable. I would actually say that this reminds me a little bit of Girl Mono, especially ones that I've gotten that have been really curly. So if you like Girl Mono, and maybe Girl Mono hasn't fit you, you've got a little bit of a bigger head measurement, and so you find Ellen Villa wigs to be a little on the small side, maybe take a look at Violet, because I think they're very, very similar. I actually have a Girl Mono. Let me grab it and then I can show that to you. So I've got my Girl Mono here in Caramel Rooted. So one of the differences is Girl Mono is going to have a little bit of a lesser hair density. This is kind of a moderate density. Ellen Villa is known for their light density, and it's going to have a little bit less permatease. Now Violet doesn't have a lot of permatease to begin with, but Ellen Villa is going to have less than that. So let me take a look over here. She has been in her box. Oh my gosh, you guys. She has been in her box. She's really messy. Probably should have thought this through and had her ready, but you know what you get from me if you've been around for a while. And hopefully you love me anyway. Okay, so she's just so messy right now. She needs a good spraying down and a good hanging upside down. So please don't judge Girl Mono if you're not familiar with her right now, because she's super cute. But you see what I mean? It's similar curls, similar length. So if you really want a Girl Mono, you've been wanting Girl Mono, you don't think it's going to fit you, or it doesn't fit you, then I think Violet could be a great sister style in a cap that runs just a little bit bigger. So definitely consider that. Put her back on. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think they could be sister styles. But let's head outside so that you can see this color outside. And if you really like what I'm doing here in this channel, if you like this kind of content, if you like tutorials, please consider subscribing to my channel. Whenever I look at my analytics, I see about half of the people who watch my videos are not subscribers. I can't see who they are. It just gives me numbers. And if you subscribe to my channel, it actually helps my channel get recommended more, and more wig sisters will find the help that they need. So please consider that. And then if you click the bell, you'll find out whenever I upload a video, which can be, you know, 1 to 3 times a week usually. Thanks for watching, you guys. Let's get outside. Hey everyone, here we are with Estetica 1480, it's RH1488 RT8. So it's an 8 root. 1488 is the blonde color, and this is on Violet. So I'm filming the color here before I'm doing the rest of my review. I usually do it in reverse order. So I'm just gonna have to say, I'll probably repeat myself, and you probably already have heard this in the front part of this review, but I cannot believe, as much as I love curly wigs, that I have not tried Violet before. That just blows my mind, because I love curly wigs. So this is a very bright, light blonde. Now you've got that root, which is an 8, which doesn't look too dark. It's actually a really good, for those who don't like dark rooting, it's a really good contrast to this super light blonde color. So if you're a brunette wondering what Estetica Rooted Blonde will work for you, I'd almost refer you to the 1226 as opposed to the 1488, unless you know you can go with a light blonde, because this is a pretty light blonde. There you go. Hopefully, I don't know if I was in on that one, but hopefully that was good enough for you to really see this blonde in this bright, bright sunlight. Thanks for watching.